Alrighty, gang, back at it again with another video, and sorry for being so late on a video. Path has been giving me issues. I had to, do some workarounds, reinstall it, test some things, make sure it ran because it was giving me a bunch of issues. On loading into the game initially, and yeah, that was a big problem. But anyways, let's get into this build guide, build overview, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, just give me a look over of what I've got done for the build. And this is basically, me saying I'm done with the build, like the build idea. I'm done with the build's initial view, or not view, or initial concept of the build is done. And now it's just, well, let's get these pieces and let's min-max the build, which, alright. Let's start it off. Where do we start? We start passive tree. So for the passive tree, we're taking up all of these projectiles, increased projectile damage, hitting these. We're hitting the basic down to here to hit the jewel socket. We need to get a better jewel socket. Or a socketed jewel. Grab the better socketed jewel. Hit for skill points. We come down here. And we also grab the clean shot because we're going all the way through. Then we go into the Master Fletcher, into the lasting toxin. I don't know if I'm grabbing this stacking toxin, but yeah, we're probably gonna grab this. We're not gonna grab the stacking toxin, and then we're gonna go over up to here, grabbing crippling toxin, coming up here to grab the leeching toxin, and then we come up here grabbing kite runner. We're gonna come back down here, and then we're grabbing low tolerance. I think low tolerance is insane. Low tolerance is great. Then you're grabbing the Falcon technique, 1 increased attack speed per 25 dexterity. And at, let's see, at 325, 25 divided by 325, what is that? Like 5 times 6 is 30. So yeah, about 60. About 60 increased attack speed, which gives us initial DPS. It's just I'm thinking about removing that for more crit. But then we come here, grab the wrapped quiver to give us more damage, or more effective, not more damage, but more bonus to our quiver. And then we grab dexterity here, grabbing the enhanced reflex and grabbing the bestial, coming out from the bestial down to here to grab strike through. Start grabbing a lot more crit chance, because we come over to here, grab up all the way up to here, increases reduction to projectile speed also applied to the bow. And then we come and grab the sniper, which gives us higher crit chances after 7 meters. So longer the distance, the better we are. Grab a little bit of this, that, blue, sopping off other stuff. And then what I was going to do is grab into magnitude and crit, would be the last pieces of the build at what, 75 I think we are. Yep, 75. Grab magnitude and crit to higher upper magnitudes, get more damage in. Yep. Let me grab my ring out of here and go over the build. Alright. So as for gear, we're going Widow Hail crude bow for 239 increased bonus. This is gained from equipped quiver. We go a basic helm with resist and life. At 342, I would want higher invasion rating, but you know that's good enough. And then we rock a Oblivion Grasp. We rock a breach ring with 117 to 200 117 mana, 11 strength. Really, we rock it for the 33 increased resistance at 25 increased chaos damage, which is pretty nice. And then we rock a resist ring with some chaos. Would rather have more on there. 66 to life, 14 increased item. Really, we rock it for the resist. Same with the belt. Rock it for the resist. Now, as for our bow, 41 increased projectile speed, 2 to level of all projectiles, 5 increased attack speed, 6 to 13 increased physical damage. So what I want is more physical damage and remove the dexterity for crit. We get crit on there. We could keep the accuracy, but like get more crit on there, and we'll be good. For our gloves, we run the snake bites for the 47% increased invasion rating, 10 to chaos. Really, we run it for the targets can be affected by one more of your poisons at the same time. With that said, our boots, nothing special. 20 increased movement speed at level 75 with 31 to fire resistance and 31 to cold. Would love higher invasion. Would love it. Need to qual all my items. You know, put quality on them all. At 20%. Hitting for those would be nice. Now, I would love to run this Iron Fang Orbit Ring. And, here in a second, we'll show you why. Right now, I'm grabbing 387 to poison. But that's 1, 2, 3 I can throw on. That's 508. That's 531. On hit for that. So that's 531. If I were to swap out one of these rings potentially. With that said, that's going to give us more poison. We are lacking in the poison department, but like what we lack in is we've got like what 2.6 on our main Poisonburst, which we run the Poisonburst into the Vine Arrow. Vine Arrow runs Maim, Font of Blood, Encumbrance, and Bursting Plague. We also run Excel. And then that's what we run on that. We run the double because it already slows the enemy. So it is slowing their movement speed. And then this here also slows, right? And then we run Fount of Blood. I want to remove the Fount of Blood because I really don't use it for the Fount of Blood. But excuse me. And then run the Acceleration, Chaos Mastery, Deadly Poison, and Encumbrance. I want to remove this for another Chaos or Poison thing. Poison support. And then we run, yeah, Bursting. Damage per second. Enemy has plague up to maximum 20. And we run Magnify Effect and Physique Mastery on our Plague Bearer. Herald, we need to put some shit on it. Toxic Growth, we run the Brutality. Does 25% more physical damage. I need to remove that. Grab something else. Breaks Armor. And Withering Touch. Lasts 4 seconds. Supported skill deals 25% less damage. Can inflict Withering on hit. with support. Skill can exceed 100%. Supported skill has 1% chance to inflict withering hit for every 0.57 of the enemy's alignment threshold dealt as chaos damage to withered. Withered applies chaos damage taken in can be inflicted 10 times. We've been trying this out. Haven't really, you know, seen much use for it, but I might just swap this out for the MAME, but the MAME really slows down the enemies and stuff and really shows, like, you know, how good it is. That MAME really slows them down. Alright, let's go and test out this map now and see how this runs on how this build runs on this map. What is this? Level 65, 75. Yeah, got my resist built up. Let's go. Come on. Ah, what is this? Ooh, that lagged out a little bit there. Yeah, my problem is my mana. I need to fix my mana and stuff. And there you go. Yeah, I need to like get a way to get more mana. But yeah. She So what we would do is press our Q, let me show you. Q slam, E, and there you go. It hits for all those, and then those trigger. Then hits for those in the incomings, and then that's how you'd play the build. That's our lineup. So our lineup is Poison Arrow into the Toxic Growth, into Plague Nova, and then we just throw this out there when. And then the Plague Nova will, hold on. Let's see if I can get this to go again. There you go. Hit for that to get our, right, 92. Then 100, right? And then, okay, cool. Hit for those, and then we go here. And then those all hit, and those all go off. And that's pretty much what we do with the Toxic Growth on the Plague Nova for the combo into the Vine Arrow. You can also do it with the Poisonburst, but the Poisonburst has such a small area of effect. Like, its initial area of effect isn't as big as, let's say, the Toxic Growth, which will show you off most of the area. Will hit for most of the area. But yeah, that's pretty much the build so far. Really, right now, I'm working on min-maxing, you know, getting the gear in and set. But yeah, the build is pretty much complete. Just got to get those few pieces, got to move stuff around, got to make sure everything works. And then testing some stuff. But like overall, build's finished. That's pretty much what the build's going to look. That's pretty much what the build is. Just grab crit, grab magnitude, and I'm done. But if you guys have any suggestions, any comments comment down below any of your suggestions on what you would do to change this build and add to this build. But overall, make sure you sub, hit the bell notification, and make sure you like, because you guys don't want to miss out on my video. And peace out.